Class, we should all come back. Look at your screen. The title is Polygons and Special Quadrilaterals. Number 1. For any convex polygon, the sum of the measures of the interior angles. What's the option to pick here? Savannah, what did you choose here for the first question?
Depends on the shape.
Okay. You know, a convex polygon is also a regular polygon, you know. So in a polygon, the sum of interior angles depends on the shape, okay? The higher the number of, you know, by knowing the number of sides, we're gonna definitely know the side, the sum of interior angle of the polygon. So if n is 3, it's gonna be n minus 1 plus 8 times 180. If n is 10, 10 minus 2 times 180. If n is 1 million, 1 million minus 2 times 180. So it depends on the shape. Thank you. Number 2, Avalon. Can you read the question and answer?
For any convex polygon, the sum of measures of exterior angles is always the same.
Yes, it's always the same. We said in a regular polygon or in a polygon in general, the sum of exterior angles remains 360, okay? So always the same. Tyler, what did we say about this? Okay, so, okay then, welcome. Then please open pear deck. We're doing pear deck correction right now. So open it for her, for you to have the credit for the day. You must first of all open pear deck and do the work. Once you open, you have 80. Once you do the work, you have 9, you have 100, okay? Here, the next question says, for any polygon, the sum of interior and exterior will always be what? 180, because if you have the polygon this way, let me say this. This is interior. I'm going to represent it by I. So if you extend this side, this guy becomes exterior. So, you know, since they form a linear pair, they're on a straight line, so they add up to 180. So here, 180. Thank you. The next question. Ben?
Hello?
Okay. Which of these figures represent a rectangle?
The quadrilateral.
Which of these 6 figures here represents a rectangle? The first one, the second one, I'm going to name them 1, 2, 3, 4,
2.
5, 6. Okay, 2 goes for rectangle. Thank you. Because in a rectangle, opposite sides are, you know, congruent. And also each of the angle measure is 90 degrees, okay? Thank you. Linda? Is Linda there?
Yo.
Okay, which of these is an isosceles triangle?
What question?
Which of these figures is an isosceles triangle?
Oh.
An isosceles trapezoid, I'm sorry. An isosceles trapezoid is a figure where at least 2 opposite sides are parallel, and you know, and a trapezoid is a figure where at least 2 opposite sides are parallel.
Oh, the first one.
And if it's yeah, the first one could be, but since we've added isosceles to it, it means 2 of the opposite sides are also equal. So which of these figures looks like that? First one doesn't work.
6.
6. If you check 6 very well, they didn't show that any of these sides are parallel. 6 does not show. For you to, this is the sign to show that two lines are parallel. This little triangle here shows that two lines are parallel. Once you see this little triangle and you see it downward, it means those two lines are parallel. As you can see in the number 1, the left-hand side, they have those two baby arrows going up, meaning they are parallel. And then you see up and below having two arrows, baby arrows going towards the right, meaning the two lines are parallel. So number 5 and number 6 does not show such. Which one again do you want to pick?
Fifth.
Fifth. Okay, the fifth one is definitely an isosceles trapezoid because it's isosceles because this side equals to this side, and it's a trapezoid because at least two sides are parallel. As you can see, there's a baby arrow here and there's another baby arrow here. Thank you. Is Oliver back? Jovara?
Yes.
Okay. Which of these is a parallelogram? We've already picked 2 and 5. So which of these is a parallelogram? Yesterday, we had a definition of parallelogram saying at least two sides are, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which, the opposite sides are parallel. So which of these figures shows that two opposite sides are always parallel?
It's 6, right?
6 one does not show any arrow. For you to know two lines are parallel, you must have two lines this way and you must have one arrow on each of these lines. So these two arrows here will show that these two lines are parallel. The 6th one does not have any of such.
So what's the first one?
The first one. So this guy comes to parallelogram. Thank you. Ben, I think Ben has already talked. Savannah has talked. Michaela? Is Michaela there?
Yeah.
Okay. So which of these remaining figures is a rhombus?
Isn't it the one? Isn't it the one on the right but like at the top?
Which of these numbers? I've numbered them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, you numbered them. Hold on, let me go to your thingy. 4.
This one is chosen. 4. A rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal.
Oh, so it's not 4.
So which one then?
Wait, what?
A rhombus is a 4-sided figure in which all sides are equal.
So 6.
6. Thank you. Aiden, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Which one represents a kite?
Let's see.
We have 4 and 3. A kite, it's a 4-sided figure in which the two sides, the side next to each other are congruent.
3.
3, okay. So this represents a kite. Whenever you see two sides next to each other being the same, you are talking about the kite. As you can see, the lower sides here are the same and the upper sides are the same. So a quadrilateral, what about 4? 4 remains a quadrilateral because a quadrilateral is just a 4-sided figure, okay? Here, all of them are quadrilaterals, but the question says draw lines to match the most specific, okay? Most specific means after it might have gone a lot of scrutiny, the least it could be, okay? Even the rectangle is also an isosceles trapezoid because at least two sides are parallel and then two sides are equal. But the least that could represent the isosceles trapezoid here is number 5 because it represents the, all the beautiful characteristics it could hold. And number 4 It's just a four-sided figure. We don't have information about the sides. So it couldn't be rectangle. It couldn't be parallelogram because none of the sides are parallel. It couldn't be a kite because none of the sides next to each other are the same. It couldn't be a rhombus because none of the sides are equal. It couldn't be a rectangle because none of the sides of number 4 are parallel. None of the opposite side. It couldn't be an isosceles trapezoid because none of the opposite sides are also parallel. So here, quadrilateral is just number 4. The next question. So here we're able to pick. So this is the next slide. Lisbeth, can you read the question here? Is it true? No, why? Here she said no, she said false. And I'm asking the reason why she said so. She's right, but you know, in mathematics, you always need to come with your reason. It's like when you go in front of the judge, you said, when the judge has plead guilty, no, my lord. And then you have to present evidence to show that you are innocent. So right now she said false, and I want her to give us reasons. First, Lisbeth, I'm gonna draw a square. This is what a square is. All angles are 90, and each of the sides, you know, all sides are equal. Rectangle, all angles are also 90, and the opposite sides are always equal. So this 1 bar, these 2 bars. So a square is a rectangle, because in a rectangle, all sides, you know, in a rectangle, I'm gonna take this square as a rectangle. In a rectangle, each of these angles are 90 and opposite sides are congruent. So this square, you know, has the characteristic of a rectangle. But let's come to rectangle. Is a rectangle a square? In a rectangle, we know only opposite sides are equal. Let's imagine this is a square. Why is it that the left and the right hand side are not the same as the upper and lower level? So a square can never be a rectangle can never be a square, but a square is always a rectangle, okay? So she's right. The next one, classify the shape, name, an angle, and a side. So we're gonna classify. What's the name of this? Okay, first of all, it's a polygon, isn't it? It has multiple side figures, so it's a polygon. And what kind of polygon? Hexagon. And it's not even an ordinary hexagon, it's even irregular ones, because as you can see, all sides are almost equal here. So it's a regular hexagon. So I'm gonna write regular here. So let us name one angle. Angela, can you name an angle here? The next box said, name an angle. How many angles do we have in a hexagon? 6, name them. Here, if you move from C to B to A, the angle from here is CBA. This is an angle. If you move from B to A to F, angle that is formed at B, A, F is also an angle. So you go like that. So you have 6 of them. You have this angle from A to F to E. You have this angle from F to E to D. And you have this angle from E to D to C. And lastly, you have this angle from D to C to F. So you have the red, the green, the yellow, the pink, the blue, and the black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Naming of sides. Lisbeth, can you name a side here? Okay, BA. She said this, BA. Sarah, can you name a side?
DC.
DC. You like Washington? You wanna go? You wanna go to DC this summer?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Sue, can you name a side? Sue, are you there?
Yeah.
You said?
What did he say?
Name a side in this polygon.
EF.
EF. Max, can you name a side?
CD.
CD. Okay, CD, DC is the same. So name another one. We have 3 more. Oh, you said CB? Okay, CB. Thank you. Drew, is Drew there? Drew. Okay, the remaining ones are just AF and DC. Thank you. And lastly, we are asked to circle all names that pair to this figure. So let's go. This figure has right angle and all sides are equal, so it's a square. Right angle, in a triangle, you know, in a triangle we have right angle and then each of the opposite sides are congruent. So this is also a rectangle. In a trapezoid, yeah, a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Okay, so if you have a square, definitely you have a rectangle. If you have a square, I'm gonna bring out something here, okay? Here, a trapezoid is a figure where at least 2 sides are parallel, 2 opposite sides are parallel, okay? Since 2 opposite sides are parallel here, then this is a trapezoid. A quadrilateral is what? A 4-sided figure. Since this figure is 4-sided, so it's also a quadrilateral. A parallelogram is what? Is a quadrilateral with at least with opposite sides being parallel. So since these opposite sides are parallel, this is a quadrilateral. A rhombus is what again? It's a quadrilateral where, you know, the consecutive sides are congruent. So if you take this side and this side, they have the same measure. So this is a rhombus. So once you have a square, that square is a rectangle, it's a trapezoid, it's a quadrilateral, it's a parallelogram, and it's a rhombus. You see those are beautiful attributes of square? Square can take all these 5 other features, but none of them can take the features of a square. Okay? Square is all of these guys, but all of these guys are not always square. So since we are done with this, please be on Khan Academy right now. And you finish the day there.